People are seeing right away is the security presence here just across the street from where they are. There are a row of Lee County Sheriff's deputies. And Jillian, I know this is something you're working on this morning to kind of describe what kind of security presence is here for the president.
That's right, Chris. What we're seeing so far this morning is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see a tremendous amount of security today. Even some we see and then others that we won't see. There's going to be undercover cops, Secret Service, blending in with the crowd to make sure that the president and everyone in the crowd is safe. So for security reasons, both the Lee County Sheriff's Office and Secret Service are not telling us much, but I spoke with a security expert who worked for presidential details. Walter Salisco tells me security will be tight and the Secret Service will be running the show. In fact, they already have. He says they plan weeks in advance for a presidential event like this. They take photos of the area, set up a command post, cameras, do walkthroughs on how the president will enter and leave the building. Now, he says one thing that will make this trip tougher safety-wise is the time it's being held.
Nighttime visits are always more difficult. They would take extra precautions because of the limited visibility and all. But I'm sure they're going to have a lot of high-powered lights with the generators illuminating the area around the arena.
He also says Secret Service will do sweeps around the area this morning and tonight before people are allowed inside the arena. Now, Chris, we've already seen Lee County deputies here. Other local law enforcement are expected to help out today with traffic, crowds, and just securing the area for the event. It
is a huge operation, and they have to work very closely with the Secret Service to make sure everything gets pulled off, and we can count on our local law enforcement to do a good job. That is for sure. The Sheriff's Office was just telling me that they'll have a mobile command center set up in the parking lot here. It's going to take a couple of hours to get that all squared away, and once they do, that's when they will open the parking lot so people, this huge crowd we're about to see,
safety is key.
File in. Absolutely. Jillian, thank you very much. Even if you're not coming anywhere near the arena today, your lives may be impacted by the president's visit. Of course, it is Halloween. We know many of you will be leaving work and going right home so you can get out to trick or treat with your children. Unfortunately, though, there are going to be some road closures. So let's go to Catherine Marsh. She is live at RSW this morning. Catherine, what can you tell us about what we know about the president and the roads that will have to be closed?
A busy evening here in Southwest Florida between President Trump's arrival and it being Halloween night as well. And we want to make sure everyone's prepared before the president arrives here this evening. The president, Air Force One will arrive here at RSW come 6 o'clock tonight. Now, once he arrives here, the motorcade will then take them to the Hertz Arena in the middle of rush hour. So if you pass the arena on your way home, you might want to take a detour, and we'll show you why right here. The president will likely take one of two routes to get to the arena tonight. Now, in the first route, he'll take the Tree Line Avenue South, which turns into Ben Hill Griffin Parkway. They'll then take that all the way down to Estero. Now, in the second possible route, they'll take Daniels Parkway over to I-75 southbound, where they'll then exit for the Hertz Arena. A former police chief says this is the route POTUS will most likely take this evening. He says they'll shut down I-75 southbound until the president has reached his destination safely. Of course, President Trump will then leave later that night to go back to the airport, meaning I-75 northbound will most likely be blocked off after the rally tonight. Now, I also spoke with a spokesperson from the airport yesterday. She says people traveling to and from the airport in the early afternoon or late evening, early evening should allow for extra time. Because of all this, all the details you need to know are also on our website, fox4now.com. Reporting live in Fort Myers, Catherine Marsh, Fox 4, in your corner.
Our live team coverage of the president's visit will go from now until he leaves Southwest Florida later tonight on Air Force One. You can count on us to have you covered every step of the way with coverage online and on air. And don't forget, our website is fox4now.com. Well, the president's rally will be the biggest one in Southwest Florida tonight, but it won't be the only one. There is another one going on for Democrats in downtown Fort Myers. Let's show you the video here. This is the Florida National Organization for Women, or FL Now. They're holding what they call an alternative to President Trump's rally. Democratic congressional candidate David Holden will be part of that. He's running against Francis Rooney for the 19th district seat. FL Now says they will discuss issues like sexual harassment. Their rally will start at 5 this evening at the old Lee County Courthouse. When the president comes here to Hertz Arena this evening, he will be stumping for Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is, of course, running against Andrew Gillum for governor. And Gillum was also in Southwest Florida just last night. He's had a environmental roundtable at a packed Riverside Community Center in Fort Myers. A big topic last night, our state's water quality issues. And Gillum says it's time the Water Management District gets new leadership.
The biggest polluting interests are now deciding on nitrate levels? Are you kidding me? We're going to put real biologists, real scientists, real stakeholders on water management boards.
Gillum says he hopes to invest in solar energy in our state as well. But the candidate also says his top priority is affordable health care in the state of Florida. He's back on the campaign trail again today. He's going up north and he will be in Pensacola. The president is also headed to Pensacola after today. He will be there for a rally on Saturday. In fact, the president is going to be very busy. He'll have 11 rallies like the one here tonight, 11 of them between now and the election on Tuesday. And that brings up a good question. And Lisa, this is one I talked with our political analyst about. Why is the president coming here now? We'll get you that answer in just a little bit.
All right, Chris, thank you. We'll check back in with you shortly. Lots to get to in that when it comes to President Trump's visit today. And just in time for Halloween, the world's biggest chocolate fair is underway in Paris. The Salon du Chocolat Fair features more than 500 chocolatiers, chefs, pastry chefs from 60 different countries. To kick off this festival, models even showed off clothes that were made of chocolate. Visitors can sample some of the treats, not the ones they're wearing, though. They can watch the competitions, or they can take part in several different demonstrations. So a festival all about chocolate is pretty much my dream. This is what I live for.
Yeah, but clothes made out of chocolate wouldn't end well for any of us.
No.
What you don't know is sure. I was delayed getting to my seat because you are a snacker, and for a second I thought you had chocolate in my seat. I just realized it's only almonds.
There is chocolate.
Are they chocolate covered?
There's chocolate cookies. This is not an advertisement for Belvita, though. It's just the fact they are chocolate cookies.
If you heard that big thud, that was all of Lisa's snacks as I tried to sit down.
Well, I'm doing something while Chris is out there, you know.
Well, before we get too into this topic of chocolate, I want to give a little caution to drivers out there in the Cape Coral area. So watch out for some slow traffic on Del Prado Boulevard. If you're headed southbound, that's right after Veterans Memorial Parkway. There's reports of traffic lights that are out, so watch out for that. I'll have details, of course, on other snags coming up.
Snags or snacks, Lauren? All right, we'll see you soon. To go trick-or-treating tonight or even to a party, you'll need a costume. And one you'll see in a few minutes will put the one you bought at the store to shame for sure. Time right now is 7:12. You're watching Fox 4 Morning News.
Stop by.
Good morning, everybody. At 7:15, you are watching our special live team coverage of President Trump's visit to Southwest Florida. We are counting down until the time he gets here to Hertz Arena. A little under 12 hours now, but we're not the only ones here. A huge crowd is beginning to form. Just in the last hour or so, it has doubled in size, maybe even tripled. We'll take you live to that crowd in just a few minutes, but we want to go over this because it is a very busy time for the president right now. He's actually going to many different states, and he's having a number of rallies leading up until the election. I sat down with our political analyst, FGCU professor Dr. Peter Bergerson, and I asked him, why is the president coming specifically here to Southwest Florida, and why now?
He's here for voter turnout, one. He's here to boost his party's base for the election on November the 6th. And he's here also because this area is a solid Republican area. He's going to be talking to, quote unquote, the faithful. And they want to offset the heavily Democratic area over on the east side of the state, Miami-Dade, Broward County. So the higher the turnout here, that will offset the opposition over on the East Coast.
Well, does it suggest that there is a concern within the Republican Party about turnout here in Southwest Florida?
I think so. I think there may be some concern, not overly concerned. In other words, the local Republican candidates most likely are going to win and are going to most likely win by a landslide. But there may be a lower turnout in close elections like there are for governor and Senate. Small margins determine who might win. And so we have two competitive races, governor, Senate, and both of them are neck and neck. And so small margins, the winner in those two races is going to be decided probably by 3% or less of the vote. And so that's why boosting turnout here, which is a heavily Republican area, really is critical for Republican wins.
All right, so that's the bottom line here in Southwest Florida. A lot of Republicans. The president is here tonight to get people excited, to get them energized, to make sure they go out and vote on Tuesday. The big crowd we're seeing so far is definitely excited. We'll take you live to them in just a couple of minutes. And if you go to my Twitter page in just a couple of seconds, I'm going to post a video of a super fan of the president's that just pulled into the area here. You're going to want to see this truck. Trust me, Lisa.
All right, Chris, I'll be looking forward to that. Thank you. And as Chris just mentioned, President Trump is in town to get people to go out to vote. And if you plan to vote by mail, you haven't requested your ballot yet, you need to do that because at the close of business today is the last opportunity to be able to do that. You have until then. If you want to vote in person, you can head to an early voting location in your county. You are urged to bring your sample ballot with you to save time. Again, early voting ends this weekend. Again, the deadline to request that mail-in ballot is tomorrow. Early voting ends this weekend. So if you are planning to get out and vote before Election Day on Tuesday, this is something that you need to pay attention to. Deadline for the mail-in ballots tomorrow, and early voting ends this weekend. So there are basically two different types of awesome Halloween costumes. There's the cool ones, and then there are those spooky ones. Well, this one you're about to see definitely falls under one of the most spooky. Take a look at this. It's a video from a proud mom in the Philippines sharing her daughter Maya's spooky outfit. Look at this. I actually shared this on Twitter. It's going nuts on social media right now. Headless Maya went trick-or-treating this weekend, collecting candy in a bowl where her head should be. So crazy. Oh my gosh. So she also won a prize for most memorable costume, and that's certainly a costume I won't be forgetting anytime soon. That's nuts.
So cool and so creative.
She's so cute too. Like, I wonder if she has any idea how creepy and scary she looks as she just wanders around.
Especially since it's a cute floral dress. It looks so innocent and cute. And she's
I
carrying
didn't
her head.
see the fact that her head is where her head is where she's keeping the candy. That's hilarious and genius.
Well, her hands are busy carrying her head, so how is she supposed to grab the candy, you know what I'm saying?
It's perfect. It's perfect. And what else is perfect is this. Okay, I was staring at that while Chris was doing his thing, and it is a beautiful start to the day today.
Beautiful, and it feels just as good as it looks. Temperatures may be a little on the cool side, but it's a stunning start to your Halloween morning. This is our Storm Smart Sky Cam into downtown Fort Myers from our camera at the Best Western in North Fort Myers. Temperature-wise, again, it is on the cool side of comfortable. So if you have to spend any extended time outside this morning, maybe a light jacket. We're at 59 for LaBelle and Immokalee, 63 in Fort Myers and Golden Gate, 61 in Punta Gorda, 65 in Naples. But I know the crews that we have out this morning are a little on the chilly side, and Chris has been saying that those supporters waiting for President Trump all have their blankets and jackets on this morning. So maybe grab that as you head out the door. But comparing it to yesterday, we're actually running a little warmer. So it's not a bad start. Feels really pleasant, and a major player in the way you feel today is that dew point, and it's in a great spot. Upper 50s, low 60s, which is still going to be really comfortable. On our muggy meter, we're still near the bottom, very tolerable range. But unfortunately, we will see this build by tomorrow as a warm front drifts in from the south. So we are going to start to climb the muggy meter tomorrow. But for today, even into this afternoon and evening, we should stay in a really tolerable spot. Satellite and radar clear and quiet, no worries as you head out the door, but we are tracking our next cold front. So tomorrow, a warm front moving in from the south. On Friday, a cold front dropping in from the north. This is going to bring some messy weather to portions of the southeast today, and it'll bring us a chance for rain by Friday night. But today, as we fast forward through your Halloween predictor, not much action in the skies. A lot of sun, a few clouds here or there, but we do not expect rain in the forecast for those trick-or-treaters. A lot of sun. With temperatures today warming into the mid to upper 80s, so we are a little on the warm side here, but again with the low low humidity. Should feel really comfortable and will stay clear and quiet through this evening when trick-or-treaters are out there. 88 is the high in Murdoch, 87 today in Ochopee, 86 on Fort Myers Beach, 84 for Clewiston. Now I know the peak trick-or-treating hours between about 5 and 6 and 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. For the younger trick-or-treaters heading out a little earlier, 5, 6 o'clock when it's still sunny, we'll be in the low 80s. By 7 o'clock, we should drop to 80 degrees and then into the upper 70s for 8 and 9. But skies will stay clear and conditions will stay dry and comfortable, so it should feel pretty pleasant for any of those trick-or-treaters out this evening. And you should get outside regardless of your plans today. It's going to be a beautiful one. Your Ingman Marine boating forecast showing winds at 10 knots. Offshore seas 2 feet with a light chop on the inland water. Couple weather shakeups after today. Tomorrow, that warm front upping humidity, bringing in a little chance for isolated rain and additional cloud cover. Friday, the cold front drops in from the north. That'll bring us a slight rain chance in the evening. And then by Saturday, that cooler air drifts in. Highs drop to the low 80s. Lauren, what's the latest on the commute?
Oh, the commute is pretty busy right now, Danny. So we do have a crash I-75 southbound. It's after Kings Highway. There is a roadblock in the center lane due to emergency vehicles. So you do want to exercise some caution in this area. Also, another area where drivers want to be cautious is here in Cape Coral. So Del Prado southbound, after Veterans Memorial Parkway. There are some traffic light issues, so we're seeing some major slowdowns. Of course, I'll have more details on this and a few other things coming up in just a bit. Lisa.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Things are starting to pick up in traffic, that's for sure. NASA is losing one of its most iconic and useful pieces of equipment. We'll tell you why the Kepler telescope is being put out to pasture. Time right now is 7:23. You're watching Fox 4 Morning News. Don't go anywhere.
President Trump visits Southwest Florida on the eve of a pivotal midterm election, and you can count on Fox 4 News for continuous coverage all evening long, on air, online, and streaming live on every platform. Fox 4 in your corner. Born to run or victims of greed and animal cruelty.
20 to 23 hours per day in small, stacked metal cages.
It's a red-hot issue on your ballot. Fox 4 takes you inside a Florida dog racing operation.
Now, does that look like an abused dog? Hey, look.
An eye-opening look as voters wrestle with whether to ban the sport. Thursday on Fox 4 News at 10.
Honda Fort Myers for the final days of a whole lot of Hondas. We've sold a ton, but more still must go. New Pilots, $289 a month. Online at HondaFortMyers.com.
March Dimes has always been a part of our life. In Bryce's case, a lot had to do with what to do with a child who was born preemie. But in Abel's case, every medication I took was all part of the research from March Dimes. This is our 18th annual and our final ride. Bikers for Babies was definitely a good way to understand the biker community. To see them out raising money for children who can't do what they need to do on their own is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
Join us at Associates and Bruce L. Shiner, Attorneys for the Injured, in supporting the last Bikers for Babies ride in America.
The cost of prescription drugs is skyrocketing,
causing problems for many who can't afford them.
But Congressman Francis Rooney is fighting for us. Francis Rooney is the only Republican supporting legislation to allow Medicare to negotiate lower prices and pushing for new laws to get cheaper generic drugs to market faster. Francis Rooney, fighting for patients and affordable drugs. Patients for Affordable Drugs Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Morning Blend is coming up in just a few minutes, but first, let's check out what's happening at Seminole Casino Hotel. We're getting our morning jumpstart with Seminole Casino Hotel in the $60,000 progressive giveaway every Thursday in October. Every hour, one player will be selected to win from $500 to $4,500 in free player promo chips. That's $15,000 every Thursday. For complete details, visit moreinparadise.com.
Well, after spotting more than 500,000 stars, discovering close to 3,000 planets, this telescope is being retired. The spacecraft showed many of the stars visible in the night sky are likely to have small planets with temperatures mild enough for water and maybe even life. After 9.5 years in orbit, the planet hunting telescope, known as NASA's Kepler telescope, will be left to orbit around the sun. A college football player is in trouble with the law this morning. We'll tell you who this man is charged with trying to murder. But before we do that, I want to give you a live look outside at President Trump supporters waiting in line to see our commander-in-chief. Lots of people bundled up in the somewhat chilly temperatures this morning, waiting to see the president. Time right now is 7:26. We'll be right back after the morning blend.
You're watching Fox 4 Morning News with Jane Monreal, Chris Shaw, and Storm Shield Weather with Danny Beckstrom. Fox 4 Morning News.
Welcome back to Fox 4 Morning News at 7:30. We want to take you live outside right now to our Storm Smart Sky camera in Charlotte County, and things are looking great this morning. Beautiful sunrise, and the weather is actually really wonderful this morning, too. It's a bit chilly, though.
I know. I feel bad for our live crews this morning. We have quite a few people out live, Catherine, Jillian, and Chris, and they've all been a little on the chilly side, but I think for most of us, it's still pretty comfortable. So we'll call it the cool side of comfortable as you head out the door.
There you go.
Some people might want to grab the light jacket. Upper 50s inland, 63 in Fort Myers and Golden Gate, 65 in Naples, 61 in Port Charlotte. So we are a little below the seasonal average for overnight lows, but with the dry conditions and the clear skies, I do think that it feels pretty nice out there. Just might be a little chilly for those that have to spend an extended period of time outside. But with all the sun, temperatures should heat up quickly, and we have a fantastic Halloween forecast. This morning, cool, yes, but a nice, warm, pleasant afternoon with a lot of sun, highs mid to upper 80s. And for trick-or-treaters tonight, skies will stay clear, conditions will stay dry. By 8 p.m., we'll back off to the upper 70s, but for trick-or-treaters headed out closer to 5, 6, 7, we should still be in the low 80s. Lauren, are things in traffic starting to heat up a little bit out there?
Yeah, they're not so great. I know that's what you wanted to say, but you didn't want to make me feel bad. So taking a look, if you're headed southbound over the Edison Bridge, you are going to run into a massive backup right now. Take a look at all of that red. So US 41 southbound, there is a crash right at Palm Beach Boulevard that's causing this slowdown, something you definitely want to avoid. I'll send out a push alert with a few more details coming up in just a bit. Also, here's another slowdown, not as bad, but there's a partial roadblock at I-75 southbound due to a crash that happened right after Kings Highway. That's your morning traffic.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. We want to continue our special live team coverage of President Trump's visit to Southwest Florida. I want to take a minute and let you know that we are your source for all things with the Trump's visit all day long. We actually got here and set up at 4 o'clock this morning. We will be right here until the president leaves Southwest Florida late tonight. And of course, we will carry his speech live on all of our social media formats. You can check out Facebook Live. We will definitely have it there as well. Okay, I want to give you kind of I want to set the stage for you a little bit, tell you what it's like here right now. This is Hertz Arena behind me. This is where the president will speak at about 7 o'clock right now. This is about as close as we can get to it right now. The entrances are blocked off by Lee County Sheriff's deputies. They've been here all night, making sure that nobody gets in there. They've got to do security checks. And what the sheriff's office is doing is eventually they're going to set up a mobile command center for security. Once that gets done a little later this morning, they will start letting people in. And yes, there are going to be a lot of people coming here to Hertz Arena. In fact, they are already lined up a couple of blocks away from where I am right now. That's where Jillian is. And Jillian, you've been watching this crowd just grow and grow.
Chris, the crowd just keeps getting bigger and bigger. A lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm, and they're all here for one reason. Who's here for Trump? And we all know it's Halloween. This woman right here is dressed up as Hillary Clinton in a jail suit. Lock her up! 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 And let's turn your attention right over here. So this gentleman traveled from New York City. You can see that this trailer here is decked out in Trump stuff. Now, he has traveled from one Trump rally to the next, and he tells me that he could not miss this one in Fort Myers. So You know what, guys? Why don't you tell me, why do you support Trump and his Republican candidate for governor, Ron DeSantis?
Because he's just making America great again. He's fantastic. He's the best thing that ever happened to this country. He's wonderful. He loves it.
He loves this country. Heart and soul, he is this country.
And a lot of people have been here since yesterday, since early this morning. When did you get here?
I got here at 6:30.
Wow, what about you?
It was 6, a little after 6, but we saw him again in Naples when he was campaigning. He's wonderful.
Dedication to get the best seats in the House. We're about 11 hours out from the rally, and you can tell that a lot of people are excited for President Trump's arrival. We'll have much more coming up in the next hour. Reporting live in Fort Myers, I'm Jillian Hartman, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right, Jill.